beautiful morning to be out to celebrate another accomplishment, another groundbreaking ceremony in the city of Bothell. I want to thank everybody for coming out here today. It's so great to see so many residents, businesses, and just people who are excited about what's happening in downtown Bothell. And it's just really encouraging. We're excited to celebrate yet another groundbreaking. This will become the street. This street that we're celebrating today will become really a showpiece and a showcase street for the city of Bothell. It's one that we've been working on for many, many years. But before we sort of launch into our really brief program, I want to recognize some special guests that we have here today. And you're going to be hearing from many of these individuals later on, but Deputy Mayor Davina Doerr. Davina, where are you at? Just raise your hand. Let's thank Davina for being here. We also have Councilmember Del Spivey and Councilmember James McNeil here today too. Thank you both. Joining us from the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board is Greg Armstrong, and you'll hear from Greg in a moment. Greg, thank you. And again, thank you, all of you, for just coming out to celebrate. One last thanks is to Social Grounds, who's provided the coffee for us today. So let's give a big round of applause for the coffee and for Social Grounds. So briefly, many of you know this story, but the Boulevard's been a big piece of downtown redevelopment for many years. It's a key component. Many of you remember when SR 522 and SR 527 was jammed into Main Street. The intersection was failing. We improved that several years ago. We moved the street, SR 522 to the south. It created 2 new blocks of retail and commercial opportunity, blocks in which we hope very soon you're going to see the construction, the vertical construction of a specialty grocer, and also an anchor drugstore on the other side of the street, along with about 50 to 60,000 square feet of additional retail. So a lot's going to be happening in Bothell in the next year or two, and a lot of it is attributed to this boulevard. And so we're very fortunate that we're able to move forward with the Boulevard project. Again, this is a project that was designed initially back in the planning days of 2006 to 2009, and where the community determined that we really needed to have a boulevard that would connect the historic uses in our downtown Main Street, to all the new stuff and all the new development and amenities that were going to be happening on this side of the roadway. And so that's done just that. It's an environmentally friendly street. We have features such as sustainable drainage and LED lighting on the street. We completed the first phase of this project in 2014. We built the landscape medians, the access lanes for pedestrians and for cars, and what you see replicated on the west side of the street will be replicated on the east side of the street, and then a new street in between in terms of moving highway traffic efficiently through the area. And so it was a significant legwork to get this project to this point. With leadership and support from our city council, we really used sort of out-of-the-box thinking to develop a public-private partnership so that we could find the funding and collect the funding necessary to build this roadway. We supported the project with $5.4 million of public funds from the sale of downtown surplus property that you see now developing, as well as $2 million from the private sector as contributing to this project. And last year, we received notice from the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board that they would fund the project in $6.7 million for this work. And so that's enabled us to go forward now. And so we're very grateful for their support. So together with funds from the TIB, from the city, from development, from transportation impact fees, we're now able to see this roadway come to life and start construction and under construction today. So I want to thank a few other people as well who have got us to this point, and our design and construction partners. Many of which may be here today. Our contractor is Interwest Construction, our design consultant is Pertite, and our landscape designer is HB&B or Ubeck and Bird. I also want to thank some of my colleagues on the city staff and give them special recognition. They have put in just countless hours to get this project to move forward. And the first on the list is Duda Mbethuya. Duda is here, I think, somewhere in the audience. Ryan Roberts, who's the supervising engineer. Ken G is the resident engineer. And they're going to be moving this project all the way through to the construction. We also have with us today Eddie Lowe, the Deputy Director of Public Works Department that helped secure the TIB grant. Erin Lienhart for her leadership and support of the project, as well as really just a cadre of other construction inspectors, including the city's Chris Behrens, Keith Russell, and Joe Solano, with additional help from the KBA inspectors. And so now I want to invite our Deputy Mayor, Davina Doer, who tell you a little bit more about the benefits of the projects. Davina?
Thanks so much, Bob. So I'm really thrilled to be here. It's such a momentous occasion and a milestone in our goal for downtown revitalization. So as an architect, I probably approach City Council a little bit differently because I really do look at the urban planning, and I think the Multi-Way Boulevard is a great example of really innovative urban planning and good urban planning, particularly because we have such a lot of traffic coming through, as you can hear, and it really preserves the pedestrian friendliness of both sides of the Multi-Way Boulevard. Am I not loud enough? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm screaming. So as an architecture student a few years back, I was able to study abroad in Europe, and I will say when I heard about the Multi-Way Boulevard, I was really excited because one of my biggest memories was being in Barcelona and seeing one of the great European multi-way boulevards. Las Ramblas in Barcelona is fantastic, and so we have our own little piece of Barcelona here now. So I have to consult my list because there are numbers here that I will never remember. So currently, the Multi-Way Boulevard, we have 16 trips every day. Once the Multi-Way Boulevard is complete, it actually has the capacity to provide 40,000 trips a day. And so I think that's great capacity for future use. We know Puget Sound's expanding and Bothell's growing every day. So phase 1 of the project will be completing the remainder of the boulevard up to Northeast 188th. And the road capacity will have 2 lanes in each direction and an alternating left turn lane from 185th to Reeder Way. There will be tree-lined medians forming buffers between the through traffic and the side areas where the pedestrians and the sidewalks are. There'll be bike racks and street furniture. I believe the sidewalks will be 14 feet wide, so that's lots of opportunity for outdoor seating. 60 on-street parking spaces will be provided with this project, and will it be incorporating intelligent transportation systems, meaning the traffic signals will talk to each other, so maybe we won't have to stop at every single red light along the way. Anyway, the project will also complete a major component in an extensive downtown system of transportation for cars, bicycles, and pedestrians. So regarding the schedule, the new southbound arterial lanes will complete in fall of 2016. We'll begin the local access lane construction in January of 2017, and new northbound arterial lanes will complete in spring of 2017, and complete construction will be July 2017, and I'm sure we're all thrilled and excited to see the completion of the Multi-Way Boulevard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Davina, for your leadership and support and your remarks. So next I'd like to invite Greg Armstrong from the Transportation Improvement Board to make a few remarks.
Thank you, and congratulations to the City of Bothell on a great project. The State Transportation Improvement Board gets 3 cents of the state gas tax, which we distribute back to counties and cities to do transportation projects. This was one of the highest rated projects in our process last year. A couple years back, we changed our funding criteria to concentrate on 4 main areas: growth and development, safety, mobility, and physical condition. This project really met the goals of our growth and development program. One of the things we did when we changed the criteria is we wanted to build growth and development projects where development was actually occurring. It's pretty hard to get a growth and development project because you got to actually have development going on. This one has a great amount of development that has already occurred and more development going on. So that's probably the primary reason this project was funded. Also, the schedule was very attractive on this project. This project probably is the project that is the quickest project we've ever had go to have the bid awarded. This was done within about 3 weeks of the time the project was funded. So that's really encouraging to us. We need to spend our money. There is a lot of competition for state gas tax money. It could go to DOT, it could go to the counties, it could go someplace else. And so this is a great testament to the city, your work, and to your legislative delegation. They're the people that make sure that the money stays in the city of Bothell, that you are able to access the state money. So congratulations to the city of Bothell.
Thank you so much, Greg. Our next speaker, our final speaker before we move into the ceremonial groundbreaking with the shovels, is a longtime supporter of downtown redevelopment, longtime supporter of the Boulevard, and a business owner, Lee Henderson. Lee?
And welcome to my favorite place in the world. I've been a business owner for 20 plus years here in town, and for a lot of that time I didn't see any growth. And so we just built our businesses waiting for people to come. What we've seen in the last few years is more than remarkable. It's more than remarkable and more than any of us could have asked for. So I want to thank Bob and the City Council for the leadership, the visionary state that they existed in during the worst part of our economy, and most of us will never forget that. And our city took strides to come here to be where we're standing today. We would not be doing this without the leadership of that man and City Council. So they're the ones, and the city, the state, the staff has just been thorough and persistent and consistent, and it's just been amazing to watch. This Multi-Way Boulevard project is going to combine what was talked about in these meetings in 2006 by a lot of the people that are here, to combine historic Main Street with the new development, so that you can walk to McMinimans, you can walk to Amaro, you can walk to the specialty grocery store, which I'm mostly excited about, being in the food business. And so it's just I see so many towns where there's railroad tracks in between the old and the new, or there's some barrier, and the whole point of this was to make no barrier so that Main Street was never forgotten, never forgotten. It's just a beautiful part of the history. So I am super proud to be a citizen here, a mother in this community, a business owner, raised my children, went to the schools, not me, but they, and I welcome all the newcomers, because we've enjoyed being here so long, they get to enjoy it too. And so on my final word, you know, you never know if they're going to stay a day or a lifetime. Thank you, Bob.